Hello and welcome to Lifetime on Court, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I'm your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I am Drew Current.
I am Annika Strolle.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi, Annika.
Hi, Patrick.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
How exciting that you're here.
It's been a dream come true.
Yes, we've collaborated on many things
Yes, we have.
in the past. Drew, you might not know this. Oh, welcome back, Drew, by the way.
Hi. Oh, hi.
Missed
Drew.
you.
Oh, hi, Patrick.
Yes. So, Drew is back. But Annika and I have worked on some shows in the past. We worked on Spelling Bee twice in two different capacities.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
We were the stars of Spelling Bee. We were both Marcy Park.
We were.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
were. We understudied each other.
It was amazing.
That's great.
Kind of split the show.
Yeah.
Song by song.
Yeah, she did like the first half and then I did the second half.
Oh, okay.
Patrick did all the dancing.
Oh, I was going to say you did the dancing and I did the singing, which is probably what would really happen if we split that role.
That's true.
Because I
That's
can't
true.
dance at all. I definitely can't do the splits. And then you choreographed a version of Spelling Bee
I
at
did.
PH,
I did. It
which was
was a lot of
awesome.
fun. Yeah.
It was a big hit.
Thanks,
Oh,
man.
yeah, that you did that.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
That was a fun
So-
show.
was a
super
good show.
fun. But now you're here.
I am.
Annika is a musical theater actress.
Thanks.
She's also a great person, student at Dominican currently, but
Yep.
going to take over the world next, right?
Trying
That's
to.
the plan.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Yeah,
And-
it's a big world.
We'll see.
Big
world out
world,
there.
all for you. All for you.
Are we
there.
going to see you on
That's
one
what
of
my
these
parents
Hallmark
say.
movies?
You know, I was
Yeah,
thinking
absolutely
you could
not.
totally be in a Hallmark movie.
I thought it when I was watching them. Like, you can
You might
pull
be
off that level of acting.
too good of an actor. You might actually
Right.
Hey,
be overqualified.
you know, you can always tone it down, right? If
Right.
you're a good actor, you can always just tone it
Yeah.
down
You
a
could
little
just
bit.
phone it in.
Yeah. Like, I just need cue cards for this. I'm fine.
Just give me the cue
Right.
cards. Put
But
a
yes.
thing in my ear and tell me the lines.
I
Do
can
you-
cry on cue.
Oh, good.
I think that's what you need.
None of these people can.
No,
So-
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Have you had a lot of experience watching Hallmark movies or...
I have. My mom really likes Hallmark movies.
Oh, okay.
And so kind of if I'm home and spending time with her, that's what's on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that's like all moms, I think, watch
Yeah.
these movies because they're just on and
Right.
they're
Yeah.
take a little bit of mind space.
Yeah.
But yes, so today we're going to be talking about Royal Hearts. So this is not an official Valentine's Day movie. So we were doing the countdown to Valentine's Day movies with Lacey Chabert and all that stuff. Now it's kind of like the dead man zone or no fly zone of Hallmark movies.
The
'cause
no man's zone?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
you know, the no man zone.
The no
Right.
man's zone.
They did a movie last week with some people from Melrose Place. So it was like they're an older couple, and apparently there's been 3 movies. So it was called Wedding 3 or something like Wedding March 3.
They're
I
getting
think
so creative.
they are getting very creative with their titles. But
Wedding 3.
so it wasn't cool enough to be on the Valentine's Day one, and neither was
Right.
this one, Royal Hearts. Not cool enough to be a Valentine's Day, and we found out that they're doing Spring Fling next. So this is in between Valentine's Day and Spring Fling are these 2 movies of no note. And I think we see why, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's jump right into it. It stars James Brolin, Drew.
James Brolin, yeah.
He's a big star.
Yeah.
He's Barbara Streisand's husband.
Right.
Yeah, he's
That's
big.
how I know him.
Right.
James Brolin.
Mr.
Oh, yeah, that's how-
Barbara Streisand.
Mr. Streisand.
Yes, but he's done a couple of these Hallmark movies. Like he plays the dad a lot in them, and he does like the Christmas ones mainly. But this one seemed like right in his wheelhouse, playing a cowboy.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, that's
Pulled
his
it
jam, right?
I think so. I think he really is a cowboy. The actress in this movie's name is Cindy Busby. And then there's another person in this movie named Andrew Cooper. So they are just some actors that I don't know except for James Brolin.
Just
Right.
some white people.
All white
Just
people.
some whiteys.
She did have an Asian friend, but we'll get to that.
Oh.
For like 2 seconds.
didn't show up
She
very
didn't
much.
come back.
Started
all.
off and then.
She started
then
off
left.
strong, only to never come back again. So we jump right in with Kelly. She has a southern accent. She's a blonde beauty. I think they're, where are they living? I don't remember. Montana. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was Austin. They
No.
said they said Jane Austen. So this girl, Kelly, she's a professor, air quotes on professor, because
Yeah.
it really seemed like she was teaching in a high school.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I got too.
I thought she was a high school teacher, but I guess she's a professor at a state college. So
were the students like way younger?
they were younger, not paying attention, and then the bell rang.
It was the
that
classic.
dismissed the
She kept
school,
talking
and she was like, "And don't forget your homework."
Right, and they all ran away.
They all ran away, but no one took their backpacks. There's like a wall of backpacks with they all left and just left their stuff.
That's high school.
So high school.
school.
They just have these proxies of like things that they think are real. I don't know. There's so many of these things that you describe when they're
Yes.
you're like this is a school. This is what a college is.
It really seemed like whoever
Yep.
did whoever was like directing was like, I've never been to a school, so I saw this on a movie once.
It was in a commercial.
Yeah, didn't read college at all. Anyways, so she's obsessed with Jane Austen and she loves reading. Kelly does. And she goes on a date. Right off the bat, I'm like, oh, we're dating and stuff happening already.
Wow.
But the date's like some loser. They're in a bar and she's like throwing major shade on him because he reads comic books, which I know Drew would get really mad
What?
about.
Why is it?
And he's like, they're not comic books, they're graphic novels.
Classic.
Like story.
I'm back
Classic
for it,
comic book nerd thing to say.
Yes, and because she's like, "Oh, you like reading? Me too." And then she's like, "Oh wait, comic
Never
books? That
mind.
doesn't count."
Yeah.
No. So then we get to her Asian best friend who doesn't have a name. She doesn't get a name or anything really, and she's just like eating chips. And she's like, "You always want like a handsome man, like you want a chivalrous."
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hard word to say. But she wants one of those. And she's like, that doesn't exist anymore. It's 2018. And then Kelly's like, well, I just want to find my Mr. Darcy,
Right.
which is a Pride and
Yeah.
Prejudice reference. And I don't really know that book or movie. I've never come across it ever.
Neither do I.
I
Like,
mean,
I didn't read it in
have-
school or.
I have.
You did?
Yeah. Jane
Is it
Austen.
good? Yeah, I know Jane Austen. I mean, but
Jane Austen's good. She was a good writer.
it's like
you know?
not in my wheelhouse
And
of
it's kind of funny.
movies or like,
Right.
I just don't have an interest in. I guess I should, but
I think I was supposed to read one in high school, and I did not.
Well, there's a
What?
lot of those
Just
books.
kind of skimmed. Just
Oh,
skimmed
There's a lot of
it.
those books that
Got
are
the
like the
idea.
classics that are just so fucking boring. Sorry,
Well-
Nancy. Sorry, Nancy.
that's Annika's mom, Nancy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Annika's mom, Nancy. I
Yes.
have a
So
potty
okay.
mouth.
Drew has a potty mouth, but
Annika does not. She does not
do
say
not.
it.
No.
Yeah, she does not. I do.
so then we get she's like going back to the state campus college place school, and she runs into Mr. Grimsby. Mr. Grimsby's like this bubbling like British man. He's very sweaty, like
Yeah.
doing his face like oh.
Like he just ran from.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, he ran from
Morania.
from Morania is the
Grimsby.
town, Drew.
he has like that's like he's a butler.
Yeah, he's like,
Like, that's a
hello,
butler.
I'm Mr. Grimsby, and I'm here looking for your father for urgent matter.
Right.
So, you know, she's like, what, my father? What is, he's like, he's back on the ranch. Like, what do you need him for?
He's a commoner.
Yeah. And he's like, well, why don't you just take me to him and find out? And then we get our big introduction to Hank, who is Josh Brolin's character.
Okay.
And he's on a sprawling, like, Montana scenery, like greenery, and there's all these cows running around and mountains.
Yeah.
And they have like the thickest country accents I've ever heard in
Yeah.
my life. I brought a clip today because this movie's on YouTube right now, for now. So I wanted to play just a little bit because Drew, every time that they have this this Hank character, they play this like very country music under everything.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask. It was like, do they put it's like
Extreme, yes, extreme.
Just
so
to bring 'em in.
I'm gonna just
Just
play
to
a
bring 'em
little
in.
bit of that, just so you can get a taste of that. Here we go.
It's exactly what I. It was exactly.
Yeah.
the
So
thing
there's
I
this
said.
sprawling countryside.
Even when they're not in Montana,
Yeah, even when they go off to this royal place they're about to go to.
they play the country music at the castle.
Yep. So there he is.
Yep.
Anyway, so he's like riding a horse with his country buddies.
Exactly what I. I love.
Terrible. And
I love. So I don't watch. I don't watch them.
yes,
Annika, like he doesn't let me. He
Okay.
doesn't want me to.
not allowed.
I'm not
That's
allowed
fair.
to watch them, but because I love predicting them
Yeah.
without watching. It's like, is it like? Dun, 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 dun? And
Yeah.
it was exact. I think I was in the same key
Yeah.
I think so.
I was actually in the same key.
That was really good.
So Mr. Grimsby and Hank is like not having any of his Britishness. He's like, "Where are you from? The big city?"
Yeah.
Like, I mean, really, these country accents are insane. If I was from the South, I'd be very offended
And
by them.
they're not even in the South.
No, they're in
No,
Montana.
Montana.
It's
Which
just rural.
it's a rural
Montana.
place. Yeah, I don't think they have crazy Southern accents in Montana, but I could be wrong.
I guess
I've
you
never
could
been
find them
there.
anywhere. I mean, you could go to Alaska and people are like, I'm from Juneau.
Yeah,
Juneau, Alaska.
Yeah, you're right. I think every state has somebody trying to do a country accent of some kind.
True.
But he's like very skeptical of Mr. Grimsby because he immediately is like, well, you have an inheritance. You've inherited like an estate in, what is it called? Oh,
Morania.
Morania.
Oh.
And it's right next to another town
Some
called
Central European place.
Asherley. What's the other place called?
The,
There's like a next door town.
I don't know.
Well, it's called something.
Yeah.
It's like Morania and then another town, and it was, the town was split in two at one point. Andogia, Morania and Andogia.
Are these made up?
Totally,
Real place?
Yeah.
totally
Absolutely.
made up.
Okay.
Drew, I don't think you've seen Christmas Prince on Netflix.
Oh,
My gosh.
don't you worry. I totally have.
Yes. So
I
this
totally
is when
will.
I'm
I
like,
watched it too many times.
I love
to
it.
be
Love
proud
it.
of.
Maybe that will be a very special episode next Christmas where we'll just bring it back.
Go
Just
back
bring
to
in a
Christmas
Netflix.
Prince.
Yeah.
Bring in a Netflix. I
Classic.
mean, you're breaking the rules.
Breaking
you're breaking
the
your rules.
That is a rule.
Yeah.
But now it
Special
is
edition.
listed as a made-for-TV movie on IMDb.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So that counts, I guess. Yeah.
But anyway, so this is very much Hallmark's answer to that. They're like trying to like get a little bit of that cachet, or like because it was such a big trendy thing. So now they're making up town names like what is it in Christmas Prince? Andovia.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I might call it Andovia in here. I'm sorry if I get them confused.
We'll know what you mean.
But yes, so he gets the estate and he's like, "You are pulling my chain."
Yeah,
like
soliciting and
yeah. And they're like, "Do you even know what
You are
soliciting
pulling my
means?"
chain.
And he's like, "It's when you solicitate."
Yeah.
He like answers a thing with a thing. Like they're like, "You're a dumb country person. You don't know what solicitating means." Isn't that rude?
I mean,
Very rude.
So rude. So then Kelly has to convince the dad that she wants to like go because she wants to check it out because her goal in life is to go to Oxford and teach.
oh yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's her goal.
She's gonna get out of this town.
Right.
One
She-
of these, I'll show you.
yes,
Yeah.
but then they immediately get out of the town, so that
Right.
that
So that's
ruins
not
that
He
trope.
agrees.
Not a problem.
Yeah, he like immediately agrees. He's like they like get into a fight, and then he's like she like runs off, and he's like, I'll go." It's like, okay, the one
I'll just miss my dog the whole time.
yeah, my poor dog. I'm gonna miss him
He
a
brings
lot.
up the dog
Yeah,
Does he?
constantly.
They don't have anyone to take care of the dog while they're gone.
I guess not.
Well, did she have a brother? Because when they
I don't
first
know.
showed
There was some other
them
country guy
riding
there.
on horses into
The guy with the terrible country accent.
Yeah.
Yes. So now we're in
they'll take care
Morania,
of the dog.
and Mr. Grimsby comes by and picks him up in like a car, and the dad's like, "Oh, this isn't a Ford, so it's gonna break down. Probably gonna have to push
Right.
the car because it's a crappy foreign car, not an American car." And
God.
I know. Lots of that going on in this movie. So then, of course, there is a herd of sheep that are in the road and they can't get to the castle. And there's a handsome sheep herder in the road trying to get him out. So Kelly's like, "Oh, I am so annoyed by this. Why can't he do his job?" And she like jumps out of the car and she's like, "Yeah,
I'll do it
get out of
myself."
here." Yeah, she gets
Get on out. Get on out of here.
yeah, basically. And she gets him out, and then she's like, "That's how it's done." And she gets back in the car, and they drive away. Never to be seen again, that handsome sheep herder. Huh.
Oh,
Or
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I bet you do see him again.
Yes. So then they get there, and they're
I
like,
bet he's royalty.
it's like, It's like downtown or Downton Abbey. Sorry, I call it Downtown Abbey.
Downtown Abbey.
Anyways, there's these servants all lined up, and they're like, "Hello, King,
Right.
whatever." And he's like,
Welcome.
"Why are you calling me King?" And he's like, "I don't understand." They're like, "Surprise! You are the king of this place now."
Yeah, that's the title that came with it.
Yeah, that's the title.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then Kelly's like, "Oh, so I'm a princess now too."
But she knew.
Yeah, but
She
why didn't she
knew.
explain it to her dad? That's so rude. He
'Cause
was
wouldn't
so
have gone.
shocked.
He was.
Yeah,
He was
all she had to
mad.
do, like, to get him to go, he would just have to, she would just be like, no, sorry, Nancy, you're fucking king now, bro. Pops, you're king.
You're king of a
this-
place.
of a
That's
place.
amazing. No, he's not having it. He's trying to.
a king of this land.
I love Montana. No. He like immediately is like, I'm gonna go back. This is dumb. I'm not having it.
He doesn't want to be king, huh?
But then he realizes that they have cows,
They do.
and he's like,
That's
wait,
his-
what?
Yeah,
He's like,
his
there are
time
cows
to shine.
here.
Y'all got cows?
So he's like, "Hey, ladies," to the cows. He's like very excited about the cows. He like literally goes up to the pen of cows, like, "Hey, ladies."
Is this
like,
Oh,
Montana?
no.
Yeah.
I think I'm
he does
back
a
in
creep.
Montana.
He does a creepy hey ladies.
It was
to
really,
cows.
yeah. He was like, "Okay, don't catcall the cows,
Right.
Dad."
Hello, ladies.
And then Kelly's like, "Hey, is there a library in town? Because I need to do some research on this place." And the lady servant,
CC.
the lady maid,
Yeah.
what is it called? A lady maid.
the
yeah.
lady
Yeah.
maid is like, no, we have internet.
No.
You don't have to go to a library.
Not
We have
not
our
internet.
own
They have
library.
their own library.
Oh,
So she
oh,
go
in
like,
the castle.
in the castle.
Yeah.
Tight.
So she goes to the library and she's like climbing up a ladder to get a book, and she slips on the ladder, of course. And who catches her?
The shepherd.
Yes, the
shepherd.
exactly.
He's there, and she's like, "What are you doing in here?" And he's like, I can read. So I'm not illiterate. I can totally read, but I also am a sheep herder. And the king told me I could come in and take books whenever I want.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, okay." And they have like some banter going on. He like tries to carry her books, and she's like, "I'm an independent lady. I can carry my own books." And it's very strange, like because they're supposed to have chemistry. But did you think they had chemistry?
No.
Right?
It's kind of awkward.
Yeah. It was not. I was not feeling the like, "Ooh, will they, won't they" type
Right.
of vibe. It was just more like,
Like,
what's
well,
happening here?
Those are two people talking to each other. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. So then he like takes her on a horseback ride through the mountains, and are they talking about their past? I don't even know what was happening there. Her mom died, and I don't know what his backstory was. Do you know?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it doesn't
Did
matter.
they give much?
It doesn't matter.
Probably a car
Yeah.
wreck.
Probably a car wreck. or
Been
something.
taking care of sheep his whole life.
Yeah.
Yes. He doesn't really talk about anything about himself in this movie at all.
Yeah.
So the castle turns out to be like in bad shape, and like there's a whole west wing that's closed, and the butler's like, "Oh, well, don't worry, King. Like, we'll just raise taxes, and the citizens will pay for the repairs."
Right.
And the king's like, "Well, that's not how we do it in America."
We fixed the cow fence.
No, it is. It is
Exactly.
exactly how we.
Right?
I don't know about Montana though.
Yeah.
Maybe not Montana.
So he's like, "I'm not having it," and he goes to have a meeting with the council.
Yep.
The council is like, I guess, some like parliament.
The
or
Council of Elders.
something.
This is turning into a fantasy movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So while they're with the council, Kelly is gonna meet King Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dashing, handsome king.
Oh.
I was gonna say prince because he looks like a prince.
There's just like kings everywhere.
Yeah.
You
From
could just be a king.
Andoja.
He's from the neighboring
He's the
town.
king of
So the
Andoja.
thing is, once Hank dies, no one's an heir to the throne.
Oh, okay.
So if he dies, then the Andovia king. Oh wait, is that right? Andoja, whatever it is.
Andoja.
Yeah.
He will take over Mendovia
Oh, okay.
because
Yeah.
it's some like law.
Yeah, it's some law.
And
I get it.
but he's like very charming and he's chivalrous. See how I nailed chivalry right there?
That was
You got
good.
it.
And he's like wooing Kelly, and she's like, "Oh, this is what I've always wanted."
Right.
But she doesn't even seem that into it either. She's just like,
I'll let this happen.
"Yeah, this is fine. Open the door for me." That's what I wanted, right? Put a coat put a coat over a pillow. I mean, over a puddle.
So do you think that like from? Do you think that it's just too heavy of a direction, maybe that she's getting of like, you be a powerful girl and you don't give a fuck, sorry,
Right?
Nancy, and you don't care.
Well, there was something he said, like, "Oh, pretty girls aren't meant to talk about politics" or something.
Yeah.
And he tried to redirect her intellectual academic conversation to other things about her. I was like, come on.
Yeah. Anytime she would talk about politics, he's like, "This is not the time. Let's talk about how pretty your hair
Right.
is."
It's like, you're pretty. You don't need to talk
And
about
she'd
that.
be like, "Oh, okay.
Oh no,
Right.
that's much better.
Great. So I use
Thank you so much
herbal
for the
essence for my hair,
compliment."
and I condition every other day."
Right.
She just like totally pivots and like, "Oh, okay, fine."
Oh yeah, sure.
She's not offended. So then Henry is like done with Parliament. He like goes and he's like, "I have." Does he propose like the cattling thing?
Yep.
Yeah. So
He
he wants
says, instead of raising taxes, let's just have more cattle.
right.
Bring in the cows.
Yeah.
Bring more cows, and
That's it.
he'll
That's how it
do
up-
like a cow ranch or something, and it'll be great.
He is a mighty king.
Yes. So and by the way, Drew, he goes to Parliament and he doesn't leave without his cowboy hat.
No, hell
Yeah.
He's got his full jean outfit on,
Hell yeah.
Canadian tuxedo.
Yep.
And then he like is like, "All right, boys, let's celebrate. Let's go get a cold one." And they're like, "A cold one?" Or let me do it in a British accent. "A cold one."
A cold one?
Yes. So they're like, "We'll just wait.
on earth?
We'll wait in the car. We'll wait in the car." So they wait in the car, and he goes to the bar, and he's like sipping his beer. He's like, "Ugh, this is warm beer,
Not cold.
not cold."
At all.
And the lovely lady bartender is like, "Oh, our tap's broken, but no one can fix it." And he's like, "I'll fix it for you, honey." And then he goes and he fixes it, and he's like, "Hey, wait, you're American, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm single."
Right.
Like,
Just immediately.
that's like the first line. Like before she even says her name, she's like, "My
Basically.
husband left me. My kids moved back for college
Yeah.
to the States, and I am single."
You're alone.
And he's like, "Why do you live here then?" She's like, "Good question. I don't know. I just work in this bar."
I don't know. I was told to do this by the director of this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
I mean,
Yeah.
Her name's Joni, by the way. We find that out much, much later.
yeah.
They don't ever say it.
That
in
wasn't
joke.
very memorable. I couldn't have told you that.
Very, because I
Joni.
had in my notes, like, I don't know her name. And then way later when they're like fly fishing or whatever,
Yeah.
then we find out her name's Joni. But anyways, so he's at like a fancy dinner now. They're like all together with welcoming King Nicholas.
Uh-huh.
And the king does a toast. And I wrote down the toast because it was really ridiculous.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Okay, I have a toast. Good bread, good meat. Good Lord, let's
Let's
eat."
Oh man, what a king! What a kingly toast.
Right.
Yes.
Really represented the country.
He did take off his hat, which is
He
very
did.
chivalrous.
Chivalry.
I can't
Like,
say it.
hold this.
Yes, he
Here's a
took
few
off his hat.
words.
What a gentleman. But they're serving escargot, so he's like, "I gotta get out of here." And he goes back to the bar to eat supper with Joni.
Okay.
And she's like, "I made meatloaf for you." And she like didn't have an accent in that first scene.
Nope.
But then she totally had an accent in the second scene. She's
Yeah.
like, "I made meatloaf for you. It's real good."
They changed their mind.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, can you do a country accent?"
Or
now?"
it was
We want you to be
or the
relatable.
first scene was a reshoot. And
Yeah,
it's like
they forgot.
What
Oops.
what movie are we doing? What is this one?
Yes. So then Kelly and Nicholas are like hanging out more, and like he like brings her to like a tent or something,
It was like a festival
Something.
fair party.
and like they're drinking champagne and like talking, and she keeps like trying to bring up the merger of the two towns or what's going to happen, and he's like, "Well, you're so beautiful," type of thing.
How persistent is too persistent?
Yes. And she's spending so much time with him that she keeps blowing off Alex, the sheep herder guy.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's like, "Do you want to come brush the horse's hair with me?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And then he like is brushing the hair alone. He's like, "She didn't show up,
Yep.
Ruby."
Betsy.
Yeah. It happens like 3 times to
Yeah.
like where he like makes plans and then she like blows him off for what is his name? Nicholas.
For a king.
King Nicholas.
I mean,
King Nicholas.
You can't be too. You're like
Right? You're a sheep herder. He's a king.
Like, dude, you're a shepherd. That's a king. Like, I get it.
Accept
Yeah.
it.
I'll accept that.
So
That's
they
fine.
go to like some festival and they like are going around the maypole, like blah blah blah. Right. Nothing happens really. There's like an arrow thing that's kind of funny. Like
A maypole?
yeah,
Like a
you know,
maypole?
yeah,
Thing
like
in the
when
middle
you have
with
like,
the ribbons.
I know
Yeah.
what a maypole
Yeah.
is, but why do they have
Why?
who knows? They have archery.
Ooh.
The Alex and the prince get into like an archery battle.
Yep.
The shepherd and the...
Who is superior?
Yeah, and Alex was better. Like so the king hit the bullseye. King Nicholas hit the bullseye, and then Alex hit the bullseye like Robin Hood style, where like you split the arrow. And then Kelly's like, ooh, oh, la la.
They're fighting for me.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Just like having just this Robin
She's like,
Hood.
this definitely happened in Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Definitely happened. I'm just assuming everything in this movie happened in Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, I think so.
So she's swooning all over the place, and they go to a fancy ball, and she gets like a necklace from the king, and she's very excited. And there's like, they're like battling for her. So like, King Nicholas says like some Shakespeare quote, but it's not Shakespeare, it's Byron. And Alex is like, it's not Shakespeare that said that, it was Byron. Yeah, and she's like,
actually.
he's right. He reads. He's not just a sheep herder, he reads.
Right. I saw him in the library.
Yeah, he caught me in the library one time, and we have this unspoken chemistry that's not really there. But anyways, so then, of course, King Nicholas proposes, like, it was a weird proposal,
But it wasn't
though,
really, yeah.
right? He's like, will you marry me? And she's like, can I think about it? And he's like, yes. And then
And he took that as absolutely.
he like makes
You
an
will be
announcement
marrying me.
to the whole place.
I'll take
we're
that as
getting
a
married.
maybe. Yeah.
This is my future wife.
Yes.
Future queen.
And everyone's like, hooray, hooray, applaud, applaud. And the king is like, the King Henry is like so pissed, the country king.
The country king.
Yeah. And he won't even toast his beer.
He didn't.
He didn't. But Joni's like, aren't you going to raise up your glass?
No.
He's like, no.
So
So then like Kelly's like, okay, well, I guess I'm thinking it over. And Alex is like, you shouldn't do it. And the king's like, you shouldn't do it. Well, I don't trust him. And then they're like in the woods talking or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Drew.
they're just like all of
This
a
is
sudden,
all-
they're like, where are
Yeah, this all happens in the last 10 minutes, and it's like very rushed.
Right.
But like, because you know that
Something needed
the
to
shoe's
happen.
going to drop, and the King Nicholas is going to be a bad guy in some way.
Right.
But he wasn't a bad enough guy in the movie. Like, I was waiting for him to like
Right.
be a bad guy.
Yeah.
He just was like, he's
Just there.
He's just like he's a guy.
Yeah. Well,
Create-
so it turns
create
out that he only wanted to date her or marry her because he wants the land, of course.
Yep.
Yeah,
Or their country was bankrupt.
That's what I thought anyway.
Right. The country's bankrupt, and he like needs to get access to the mountains that are on that side of the country for whatever industry he does.
All
Yeah, for some oil.
some
All.
all.
And then so she's like,
There's gold in those mountains, and I want that for me.
yes. She's like, no, I'm not getting with you anymore. Like, this is messed up. And
That's messed up, man.
and then the dad's like, oh, I'm really glad that you did that. And he proposes like to end the monarchy. Yeah, he's like,
He's like, no more monarchy.
You know what? Just end the monarchy. The council will rule the town, and then they struck some deal with King Nicholas. They like struck some deal. I don't even. It was so like it was literally like a line. Like, okay, we're
Yeah,
gonna do a deal,
real
and
quick.
And if you didn't make a decision, then we're gonna take 15% of that deal that we just offered you, and okay, we're done with the deal. And we didn't say anything except we're making a deal. We're cutting 15%. The deal is over. You know what I mean? We don't know what the deal is. We don't know what it's for. It was ridiculous.
So,
Yeah.
they just were like, I don't know. How do we?
How do we end
Sorry,
this?
Nancy. How do we fucking end this thing?
Yeah. And so we get to like the end, and they're having a hoedown, and they're all celebrating. And
Yeah.
Joni gets with King Henry, and Alex and Callie get together. And then there's a voiceover, and she's like, and then we went to Oxford together, and then we got married.
Everybody came to our wedding in the spring.
Yeah.
And then, boom, over.
Over.
So she marries a shepherd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And is she still princess or
No, they just live there.
No, they just live there.
They just
now.
live in the castle, but they aren't princesses or kings or Anything?
Right.
Because they ended the monarchy.
Hank and Joni just kind of left. And they went off to Oxford,
Oh.
and then they all came back.
One thing of note, that dog came to Medovia
yes.
at the end at the hoedown.
Oh,
The dog
okay.
did.
So that was
The
amazing.
shepherd,
They
the
finally got the
shepherd
dog.
really, brought the dog there, I
Oh,
think.
the
Oh, did he?
The
I
shepherd
thought
got
he
the
See,
was. I thought he was the
it's
reason the
just-
dog came.
So
He was-
That's how
thrown
you went over the
together
dad.
It was the true love.
and
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
God.
Annika,
Yes.
on the podcast, we either pour it up for a movie or we put a cork in it. What are you gonna do to this movie?
I don't know. There was a lot of things that happened,
Yes.
but it wasn't predictable
Yeah.
for the most part. Usually, you can tell what's going to happen, and there were some things where I was like, "Oh, this might happen," or "This might not."
Yes.
But mostly, what I compare these movies to is The Christmas Prince or A Christmas Prince.
Yes. This was total ripoff of that,
and-
but not nearly as good. Bad.
Right, right. Not nearly as good, bad. I don't know. I'd say put a cork in it.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Drew, what are you gonna do? Blind?
Yeah. Blind. I'm gonna put a cork in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Especially that comic book thing.
Yeah.
I mean, right off the bat,
Offensive.
offending Drew.
Right off the bat. Come on.
They should have thought about you.
Comic books are people too.
Yes.
Wait, what? I don't know.
They have feelings.
Comic books have feelings too.
I agree with you both. Definitely putting a cork in this one. Hallmark movies just don't work without a holiday.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree.
like,
I agree.
I was like, I'm missing Christmas. If Christmas was happening in this, I'd be more into it. Or any holiday.
Right.
Halloween, Memorial Day,
Royal Halloween.
President's Day. I don't care. Just give me a holiday.
Just throw a holiday in there.
And this is the first Hallmark movie that I've seen because I only used to watch Christmas. This is my first year of really committing to this. Because of the podcast and my listeners, I'm doing it for you guys so you don't have to watch these movies.
It's a
There you
public
go.
service.
We'll
It
let
is.
you know.
So I don't know. I'm really nervous for this upcoming spring fling is the next thing.
Spring
Spring
flings.
fling is happening soon. We'll be covering those. But before that, we're going to be covering some Lifetime movies. So this will be our last Hallmark movie for a while.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Hallmark.
If we're going to switch over to Lifetime, we're going to do, let me try to think of them off the top of my head. We're doing a movie called I Me Wed. A movie called
I Me Wed.
I Me Wed is the movie.
Oh.
They're all on a love theme still.
Right.
Because these are all romance for spring fever.
Spring fever.
For Valentine's Day love.
So
so
fertilizer.
I Me Wed
Fertilization.
available on the Lifetime movie app because I got a free subscription for a year
Did you?
and a blanket.
Oh, I saw the
Oh,
blanket.
they
gave-
That was a
Lifetime.
nice blanket.
That's right.
Yeah.
They gave you a blanket.
So
And
I'm gonna
and a
be
Lifetime
utilizing that
subscription.
Lifetime subscription.
So they're
just for a year.
They're kind of sponsoring you.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, yeah, I'm going to cover their
Sort of.
movies now. So we're going to do I Me Wed. It's available on the app. It's about a girl who marries herself. Yep.
That's
Okay.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It was like
Then we're going to be doing Wrong Swipe. It's a movie about dating apps.
okay. Yeah.
And then we're going to do a classic Lifetime movie with Tori Spelling called
Ooh.
Mother May I Sleep with Danger.
Ooh.
Yes. It's about abusive relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Well, Lifetime hits those hard.
They
Right.
do.
the
They
hard
do.
hittings.
So those are what's upcoming next. But before we go,
Yeah.
we have our favorite segment of this week and every week. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure? Oh,
Ooh.
That one was extra echoey.
extra echoey. Yes, what you say, Candace Cameron Bure. We go to her Instagram stories and we talk about what's happening. I have an epic rant of Candace's
Oh, boy.
that I have previewed on the Instagram stories. So if you saw the Instagram stories, you have a little preview. But now we will play the entire thing. Okay, here we go.
Lord have mercy.
Yes.
So I was reading through a lot of the comments and some of your questions. And as much as I post on my Insta story, I know that a lot of people don't actually watch them or they fast forward through them. They don't really listen. But
I watch them.
I thought
I
I'd
do
give you
too.
the scoop. I've been in Vancouver for the past 6 weeks. I've gone home on the weekends. But this is where we shoot all of our Aurora Tea Garden mysteries. And I've
That's our
actually been
Hallmark
working
movies.
in
Okay.
Vancouver
That aren't Christmas.
pretty regularly for the past 20 years. I remember shooting my very first TV movie called Kids in the Woods.
And she's talking
I
about
think
this
it's
because
used
she
to
was
something
getting
else, I don't
some
remember,
haters
but I was,
on her
16
Instagram
years
being
old.
like, you always hate Vancouver.
That's how long I've been working in Vancouver. So I've spent a lot of time here, and I love Vancouver as much as I complain about the rain. And all of you that live here tell me, all you say are negative things about Vancouver, and that's not true. I love Vancouver. I mean, come on. My brother-in-law played here for the Canucks. Number 10. Number's retired. I spent a lot of time in Vancouver, so
She's
I really
like
do
saving
love the
face
city
right now.
Right.
Yeah.
The
people
Canadians.
here. So I thank Vancouver for having me once again. I really do love the city, but I am so excited to go home. I miss my family desperately. I can't wait to see my husband. I can't wait to see my children. Oh, and the crazy thing is I wanted to post this, but my mom and dad came up here with me, and they've spent the last 3 days with me here in Vancouver on the movie, and they were so cute, and I just was so busy working I had no time to post. So I'm off on a plane tomorrow morning. I'm gonna sleep
Epic.
for about 4
Right.
hours because I gotta go pack right now, but this was me decompressing because I worked a very, very, very long day. It's very late right
Yes.
and I
it's
hit
still
the
going.
ground running. As long as my flight is on time, I will have about 2 hours before 50 people show up at my house for Lev's 18th birthday
Her son.
party. His birthday
follow
was
Lev
on
on
Tuesday.
Instagram.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Party.
So she, her, just a little update on that party. Her flight was delayed. Her flight was delayed like an hour
Good.
and a half, and she was so pissed about it.
Good.
And then she got to the Love's party, and the dog ate the cake. So that happened.
I think that was a
Just-
Hallmark movie.
That is a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
But she's basically saving face because she caught some bad press or bad stuff with the Canadians on Instagram because she does bitch a lot about, sorry Nancy, about the business and being in Vancouver, being away from her family, and
Right.
then she's just like, oh, work is so annoying. I hate being an actress. It's so I'm waiting for
Poor thing.
my call, and I'm so cold in my trailer.
She's just waiting for her calling, her real calling.
Right.
Yeah,
know?
When's her life gonna start?
But she
When is her
actually,
life really
she
gonna
actually
start, you know?
lost she was at 3 million followers, and now she's 2.8 million followers. So she lost a good amount of followers on Instagram over this. So she had to post something to save her
Right.
her brand from deteriorating.
all
Right.
the Canadians are texting their friends, "Come back." She said sorry.
She said sorry,
Oh, she said
Sorry.
sorry. I guess,
I apologize.
Yeah.
but I love.
I guess we'll just start following her again then, eh?
Oh yeah,
I forgive you.
that sounds right. I don't know
Start
what
following her
a
again?
typical Canadian name is, but I don't know. Josh.
Probably. It's Dan
but-
or Josh.
Annika, to me that seemed like, and from your beauty, what is it, pageants? Do you
Yeah.
call it just pageants?
Yeah.
You don't say beauty pageants anymore, right?
It's a scholarship competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have experience in scholarship competitions where you have to put on a face of poise and, answering things eloquently.
Sure.
What score would you give Candace? Do they do a 1 through 10 or something on her sincerity and if she was in a pageant
Yeah.
with that speech?
She did say it very sweetly.
Right.
There were multiple parts to it, and it was kind of happy, and then she was very serious, and then she came back. It was very choppy, but still good. She spoke her mind. She said what she needed to. I forgive her. If I was a Canadian, I'd forgive her.
You'd have to because you're Canadian. You
Yeah,
have to.
right.
Yeah.
That's the law.
I mean,
If someone
Canadians.
says sorry. If someone says sorry. Although she didn't say sorry.
She didn't.
She did say sorry.
She did.
I say 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Seven out of
Okay,
10.
that's
Okay.
respectable. That's
Yeah.
respectable.
Not
I mean,
bad.
because she had full. You guys can't see it, but she had full makeup, full
She
hair
did.
done.
Yeah.
She tried to find her lighting in the very dark room she was in.
Yeah.
Um,
And Candace, as much as I cannot stand her,
Yes.
and I very much, I would even say I kind of hate her.
Did you unfollow her?
He
no,
doesn't
Did you? You
follow
probably
her.
never followed
Oh, I
her.
don't.
Yeah.
I rely.
Yeah.
I rely on this man's
Patrick
public
to get your
service.
news.
This
Um,
is the place to find out about Candace Cameron Bure. This podcast.
But I'll say that,
Don't follow her.
as much as I don't like her, she's a beautiful woman.
Yes.
Yes.
There's no.
Yeah.
So Candace, if you're listening to this, you're a beautiful woman. Don't worry about it. But shut. Sorry, Nancy. The fuck up.
Right.
No one cares. No one cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything about your life as much as you do. It's amazing.
She is very obsessed, but she did lose a lot of followers, so
Yeah.
that's funny.
But
Great.
hey, the followers can still know what's going on with her.
Yeah.
They just listen to this.
Right.
Listen to this
Follow
podcast.
us.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, Annika, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Annika.
having me.
Do you have any social medias you'd like to plug or anything you'd like to just plug really quick?
I didn't know this was coming.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I mean, you can follow me on Instagram at Miss Central Illinois 2018.
Yeah.
That's my title holder page for the Miss America organization. And follow me as I go try and compete to win Miss Illinois in June.
Yeah,
Cool.
go
Very exciting.
Annika.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom,
And
Nancy.
go Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy.
Who loves her Lifetime and Hallmark movies.
Yeah, they're great. They're
So-
great. Drew, anything you need to talk about here?
Just my Instagram is Drew but with pants, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tide Pods are still not safe to eat.
Yes,
So-
correct.
I have
Good.
never,
Stop.
I have never
Is that
eaten a Tide Pod.
going to be your platform for Miss Illinois?
It should be.
Don't eat Tide Pods.
Please.
Look,
I am
consider-
against it.
Yes.
Say
Wonderful.
that eloquently.
I don't like war or eating Tide Pods.
Oh boy. Thank you both for being here. Thank you so much, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime in Court. We watch these movies so you don't have to, but if you do, we'd love to hear from you. You can follow us on Instagram and the social media. It's at Lifetime in Court, or follow me at Patrick Miguel. You can check out our website, lifetimeincourt.com. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. All right, we'll see you next week. Okay, bye.
Bye.